Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Bad news, bad news. Civil rights icon Jesse Jackson has died. According to the AP, Reverend Jesse Jackson, who led the civil rights movement for decades after King, has died at 84. Reverend Jesse L. Jackson, a protege of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and two-time presidential candidate who led the civil rights movement for decades after the revered leader's assassination, died Tuesday. He was 84. As a young organizer in Chicago, Jackson was called to meet with King at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee, shortly before King was killed, and he publicly positioned himself thereafter as King's successor. Santita Jackson confirmed that her father, who had a rare neurological disorder, died at home in Chicago surrounded by family. Jackson led a lifetime of crusades in the United States and abroad, advocating for the poor and underrepresented on issues including voting rights, job opportunities, education, and healthcare. He scored diplomatic victories with world leaders, and through his Rainbow Push Coalition, he channeled cries for Black pride and self-determination into corporate boardrooms, pressuring executives to make America a more open and equitable society. And when he declared, "I am somebody," in a poem he wrote, he often repeated, he sought to reach people of all colors. I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. I may be on welfare, but I am somebody, Jackson intoned. It was a message he took literally and personally, having risen from obscurity in the segregated South to become America's best-known civil rights activist since King. Our father was a servant leader, not only to our family, but to the oppressed, the voiceless, and the overlooked around the world. The Jackson family said in a statement posted online, "We shared him with the world, and in return, the world became part of our extended family." There's Jesse Jackson with Harry Belafonte, the great Harry Belafonte. Tributes poured in from all over the world. Let's switch over here to CNN and see what people were saying. So remembering Jesse Jackson tributes. You got Omega Psi Phi fraternity remembers Jesse Jackson. Bill and Hillary Clinton. Jackson championed human dignity. That's one way to put it. Bill and Hillary Clinton are the latest U.S. politicians to pay tribute to Reverend Jesse Jackson, remembering him as someone who championed human dignity and helped create opportunities for countless people. International leaders pay tribute to Jackson on social media. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said on social media that Jackson's campaigning against apartheid was a towering contribution to the global anti-apartheid cause. So there's, everybody you can pretty much think of who's a notable individual out there has expressed condolences to the family for Jesse Jackson's passing. Now, I'm gonna get right to it, fam, because I'm sure if it's not already happening in the comments, somebody gonna have to come up and say, Jesse Jackson didn't do nothing. Jesse Jackson had Martin Luther King killed and all of this type of stuff. For a while, I was entertaining stuff like that, because, you hear certain things, you can lie to people and make it sound fly to people. You can pretty much lie and make anything sound fly. you hear people saying certain things, and you can pretty much shape a narrative any kind of way you want to. But there's some common sense guardrails that I have in place in my mind uh, when I'm deciding to believe one thing or another, right? When I think about Jesse Jackson and how America overall felt about Jesse Jackson, I'm talking about white America. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They didn't like Jesse Jackson. Mainstream America did not like Jesse Jackson. And anytime mainstream America don't like something, I love it. It's real simple like that for me, fam. Because mainstream America is against black people. The general mainstream America is against black people. I don't care how they might hire one or two over here, over there. We do business over here, over there. Overall, their job is to keep mainstream America's job, including mainstream media's job, is to keep their collective foots on our collective necks. So if they hate something, I love it. If they love it, I hate it. Simple as that. Because I know they hate me. They ain't got to get on no bullhorn and announce it. You ain't got to have a speech. You got to have a press conference like J.D. Vance did and tell white people, hey, we ain't got to feel guilty for being white anymore. You ain't got to do no dog whistling, none of that. All you got to do is just look at the evidence. The evidence is overwhelming. Like I'm talking about from the beginning, the evidence is overwhelming that America do not appreciate us. America does not like us. Obviously, America don't mind using us, but America do not like black people and never have. That's why anytime you see something going on in this country where it appears that they are helping black people, they are harming black people. They are never, ever, ever, they never go into anything saying we are going to protect black people. Oh, they can talk that talk, but they never walk that walk. When they start talking about flooding the streets with cops and all that stuff, all you're going to have is even more black people being disproportionately targeted. They do not put policemen on the street to protect black people. So I don't rock like that. So when I started thinking along those lines, I automatically started really appreciating Jesse Jackson. Because I'm going to tell you something. A person can say what they want to say, but how many people who saying what they want to say put in an ounce of the work that he has? Think about what I'm saying, fam. Here's a guy who championed black causes, fighting for prison reform, fighting for education reform, constantly fighting to get black people proper health care, always standing and holding the line, always on the front lines, putting his body between justice and bullets, always putting his body between justice and an assassin's bullet. Yeah, so when I start really thinking about that, anytime you fighting for justice for black people, equality for black people, you're going to be under attack. If that's your mission, if that's what you stand for, you absolutely are going to be under attack. They're going to call you a race hustler. That's what they call black civil rights people. They call them race hustlers. But when you hear these white nationalists and skinheads and Klan members and stuff like that, you never hear them use the word hustler. They just patriots. But if it's a black person who's standing up for black people, they call him a hustler, a race hustler. Yeah. The thing about it is, if the conditions didn't exist, he wouldn't have to be out there and speaking on it in the first place. But they don't address the conditions. They just address the response to the conditions. It's like, yeah, I've been beating on you and everything, but you ain't got to be going out telling nobody about it, So they try to make it seem like it's something wrong with you and not them. They gaslight you. I first saw Jesse Jackson speak at my high school. Well, he actually wasn't at my high school. He was at a neighboring high school, and they bussed us over to the neighboring high school to listen to his speech. And I was like, I really couldn't take it in at that time. Even though I was like really politically inclined. I was more politically inclined than most kids my age. But I really couldn't feel Jesse Jackson at the time because he would say things like, I am somebody. I am somebody. And that type of language to me just sounds a little robotic, So I've never gotten into people who, like even pastors who shout and God and yeah and you know what I'm saying? No, I don't like all that, I like somebody to just teach, don't preach, teach, I like that style more because I can understand it better. And it does not sound theatrical. It doesn't seem theatrical. It doesn't seem performative, So I like that style better. But absolutely, Jesse Jackson was an icon deserving of his flowers. Most people who have any criticism for him have never done anything. They have never done anything to try to even act like they want to help Black people. See, talk is cheap. But when you get out there on that front line, man, y'all know that, fam. It's so many deranged people out there, they'll kill you, man. It's people out there that'll kill you. If the government don't get you first, they'll kill you. Jesse Jackson spent his entire life from the time that he linked up with Martin Luther King as a target. This is him kneeling over Martin Luther King's body right there after they gunned him down at the Lorraine Motel. They meaning the U.S. government, some individual who pulled the trigger. They saying now that they believe it was more than one shooter, but this was absolutely a hit. I do believe at the behest of the U.S. government, just like all the other hits were. Fred Hampton. Malcolm, everybody they assassinated. We're not even getting into all of the names, the people who went unnamed, who they deemed as a threat, and they absolutely just assassinated. So I'm giving the man his props, and I don't really give a damn what nobody else think about it. I'm gonna give him his props. Because like I say, talk is cheap. But when you jump out there, you put your body on the line, you put your life on the line, you sacrifice the comfort of your home, you sacrifice your relationship, your bonding time with your family, so that you can go out there and fight for a greater cause, man, that's worthy of praise to me. Hold on, I got me a clown. I got a clown. See, this is what I'm saying. Before I block this sucker, let me just say this. I want you to hear this, cocksucker. So you have people that say that Jesse Jackson did this and that or whatever. I'm not never saying Jesse Jackson was perfect. See, that's the problem with a lot of us. We want somebody to be perfect. We try to hold people to a standard we can't even hold ourselves to. Whatever this dude did, whatever he did, I'm sure he paid for it somewhere down the line. But my point is that no matter what the criticism is, he did more than the average bastard that's criticizing him. He did more than the average cocksucker that's criticizes him. He did more for Black people. He made more sacrifices than the average cocksucker that criticizes him. That's my point. I'm not saying he didn't do nothing dirty. I'm not saying he didn't do dirt here and there, whatever. He lived a long, long, long life. It's going to be pretty hard to not ever be compromised. But my point is that he put in more work than the cocksucker that I'm about to block. You dig what I'm saying? So I just want you to put that in your pipe and smoke it. And next time, don't jump on my timeline. Holler at your mammy. And that's how that go, fam. See, one of the reasons why we can't really get together is because we hold each other to a standard that's impossible to be held to. We're gonna make mistakes. We don't have to be all one thing. We look for everything in one person. We look for everything. We look for that person of all of that person's beliefs to align with ours. And that ain't how it go. If you look at everybody else, if they can use somebody within their race, even if that person is the worst, if that person walked with the devil, they may have a problem with him behind closed doors, but they're not finna publicly admonish him. They're not going to publicly try to criticize him. We got to understand, man, that we got to understand that we need Black Democrats and Black Republicans working together. Because at the end of the day, if your objective is to uplift your community, if your objective is to preserve our culture, then we got to work together. Everybody ain't gonna see things the same way. We be trying to make everybody see everything the way we see everything. Man, most Black people I know got liberal views and conservative views. But most Black people I know just say that, for whatever reason, most Black people, and I think I know that reason, most Black people vote Democrat. And I think that most Black people vote Democrat because they don't want to be in a party that makes the KKK and the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists comfortable. The Republicans make all of these people comfortable. I'm not saying that there are not neo-Nazis and KKK and all that in the Democratic Party, because they are. But I'm saying that it's a psychological thing trying to get over the idea that I'm going to vote for a party that supports white nationalism, that openly supports white nationalism, that openly supports the Klan, that openly supports the neo-Nazis and all of that stuff. That the main reason why most black people do not vote Republican because of the neo-Nazis and that they make the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists and the Proud Boys and the white nationalists and the Klan comfortable. That is the main reason. Every black person I know got conservative views and liberal views. In fact, most people I know got conservative views and liberal views, but they just hide it for the sake of their party. They hide it for the sake of their party. They hide it. You think that there ain't a large number of gay Republicans out there? You think there ain't a large number of Democrats out there who are secretly like hating on the poor, don't want to have nothing to do with poor people, wish they could eliminate them? It's all one big old game, man, but we ain't none of us perfect, and ain't none of us gonna have the same exact views. I got so many friends in this space that I'm in right now that do what I'm doing right now. They got YouTube channels, they're bloggers, you know, the FBAs, the ADOS, you know, they're Pan-Africanists, you know, Christians is so many different people. And for me, the main thing that makes me rock with somebody, do you love black people? Well, cool. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. Do you love black people? And so everything that you're doing, everything that you say, I may not agree with, but if you love black people, shit, you can be on the team. And I don't care what color you are. If you love us, you can be on the team in my book. Now, other people may not have that opinion, but if they love black people, I can still fuck with them. They may not want to fuck with me, but I'll still fuck with them because they love us. That's the way I think, man. All of this stuff about everybody got to be one way and think all of the same things. And man, that's crazy. Imagine living in a house and you marry somebody and that person thinks exactly the way you think. Your children think the exactly same. How y'all gonna grow? How y'all gonna teach each other anything? What if all your friends think exactly like you think and say exactly what you say and dress exactly like you dress and everything? Man, that's crazy. That's madness to me. But that's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I see you, Neptune. I see you, China Carter. I see you. What's up, Darren Baxter? Who else we got in here? Michael Garza. Yeah. What's up? Bobby Martin, Ben Dover. I see Ben Dover in here. Sky KC. What's up? That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. R.I.P. Reverend Jesse Jackson. No more talk.